He charges, yelling he'll destroy Jigoku to make Rian angry. She stands calm, waiting for his move. He unleashes Ninpo, ascetic blaze, a fiery blast aimed at her. Smoke and flames fill the air. His eyes widen in shock. He sees something unexpected, something that stops him mid-attack. 2 wedding robes lie ready on the floor. A brazier sits nearby, waiting. Continuing with Hell's Paradise, Jigokuraku, Chi 123 through 127. Subscribe for more recaps. For the ceremony, he stops his attack, staring at the robes. The brazier and flower crown are for a wedding. She looks down, her chest bare, wearing only necklaces. She seems surprised by his pause. She remembers Rian's goal. It was never just about fighting. It was about this moment. He looks down, thinking of husband and wife. The thought makes him hesitate, just for a second. His hand moves fast, fingers stretching out. He tries to grab something, but it slips away. He thinks he's too late. She'll block his attack or regenerate. He must act now, perfectly. He knows this chance is fleeting. He must strike now or lose everything he's fought for. Her eyes widen in fear. She sees his hand coming. She can't move fast enough to stop him. He looks at her, his face hidden. He doesn't speak, but his eyes show he's made his choice. He slams into her, knocking her back. His sword is drawn, ready to end it. She screams. She thinks of being a samurai. It means being ready to die for the clan's will any moment. He lifts his sword high. Duty is his pride, the pride of the Yamada clan. He won't fail. His hands grip the sword tight. He brings it down with all his strength, no hesitation. 2 people smile, free of thought till death. Their faces are peaceful, almost happy. He brings the sword down on her head. She doesn't flinch. She accepts her fate. He shouts, "Embrace," as he strikes. His blade cuts through her, ending her life. He stands over her, sword still raised. His face is calm, but his body shakes with effort. The building explodes around them. Wood and dust fly everywhere. They fall to the ground. He lands hard, his body broken. He lies still, breathing heavily, staring at the sky. Debris rains down. Wood splinters fly through the air. The fight is over, but at what cost? She screams, clutching her chest. Her body glows, then she falls, lifeless to the ground. She looks up, her eyes half closed. She sees the sky. Then her vision fades to black. She hits the water with a splash. Her body sinks, then floats, her fight finally done. He stands alone, looking at her. She lies still, breathing hard, her eyes closed in pain. He walks away, leaving her behind. She stays, breathing heavily, too hurt to move. She falls through air, limbs spread, blood trailing behind. The ground rushes up. She can't stop now. Rian sits alone, her hand pressed to her chest. The chapter begins with her silent, heavy breaths. A wall explodes beside her. She flinches, eyes wide, as debris flies past her face in a violent burst. Shugen stands on rubble, shouting. He holds the elixir of life, claiming Rian's Tao is gone for good. Rian turns sharply, her face tight. She shouts that the structure is breaking apart around them both. She leaps away as Shugen lunges. They both fly through the air, dodging falling beams and stone. Shugen crashes hard onto the floor. Rian lands nearby, calling out his name with a worried look. Black vines burst from Shugen's body. They twist and writhe, spreading across the wooden floor fast. Rian stares, stunned. She remembers Tao is life force itself. Using too much will end him. A bright light glows at her waist. She clutches her belt, the elixir pulsing with energy in her hand. Rian drops to her knees, holding Shugen. Vines reach for them as he floats above, helpless. The vines speak. This is the end of everything. Their voice is cold, final, and without mercy. Shugen lies weak, his body failing. He admits his desire will never come true. He has reached his limit. Rian is covered in thick, dark vines. They wrap around her arms, her neck, her hair pulling tight. Her eyes close. She whispers, "I'll take everything, from you humans too." Her voice is hollow. Rian's face is pale. Her eyes open slowly, staring blankly at the ceiling as the vines tighten more. She stands, swaying. No point, no hope. She mutters, "Cannot stem the bleeding." Her legs shake. Shugen speaks weakly. "We are robbed, and we rob in return." He says stealing lives is all they can do. Shugen reaches out, his hand brushing the vines. "Is that the only recourse?" His voice cracks. Rian screams, her mouth wide open. The sound echoes as the vines pull her body upward, helpless. She thinks, power alone won't defeat Rian. Her hand grips the railing, her knuckles white. Shugen gasps, blood on his lip. No, power won't get it done. He coughs, his body slumping. Rian's eyes close. She smiles faintly. The vines loosen slightly, her expression calm, almost peaceful. Shugen looks up, confused. "Did you hesitate? Why?" He tries to understand her sudden stillness. Shugen's eyes narrow. He whispers, "Right, then." His voice is low but full of new resolve. He looks down, sweat on his brow. "I thought that just maybe you could relate." His voice breaks. Rian's eyes snap open. She stares at him, her gaze sharp, piercing through the chaos around them. Her eyes soften. A single tear falls. She looks at him, not as an enemy, but as someone she knows. Petals drift around her face. Her eyes close again, her expression peaceful, accepting what comes. She pulls Shugen close, holding him tight. Petals swirl around them as they fall together, united. She holds him close as petals swirl. Their fall feels like peace, not defeat. He stays still in her arms. They land softly on sand. He looks up. The sky is bright. She still holds him, her grip gentle. He sits up slowly. She lies beside him, eyes closed. Petals cover them like a blanket. He stays quiet. Her hand trembles near his. He reaches out. Their fingers almost touch. Light glows between them. She opens her eyes. He pulls back, shocked. She smiles faintly. He looks away, confused and still. Darkness swallows the light. Petals vanish. He blinks hard. Nothing is left but cold, empty air. His hands shake. He looks down. No trace of her. Just wind and silence. He stays on his knees. He stands fast. She runs ahead, barefoot. He follows, calling her name. She does not turn back. He stops, stares. His mouth opens. He says one word. She keeps running. He does not chase her. She slows, looks back. Tears fall. He stands still. She turns away. Petals drift between them. She falls to her knees. He drops beside her. They both look at the sky. No words, just breath. He stands. She stays down. He offers his hand. She takes it. They rise together, side by side. They sit apart. He looks at her. She looks at the sea. Petals drift. They say nothing. Just wait. Petals swirl low. They rise as one. He walks beside her. She does not pull away. They move on. They stand back to back. Petals fall around them. He does not look. She does not speak. They wait. The man laughs, raising his cup. He mocks their victory, calling Sagiri and Gabimaru weak. They stand silent, watching him. On the boat, one man complains about rowing. Another laughs, saying the wind will carry them home. They argue playfully. They sit on the deck. One says the sea will push them to shore soon. They need only row at the start, he claims. The leader speaks. He tells the rest to rest. He and Uragai will switch to a smaller boat. They won't return to Edo. She looks down, her face pale. Her eyes are wet. She stays still, not moving, as the others talk around her. He turns to face her. His head is low. She looks at him, her eyes sharp. They stand close, not speaking. She speaks, her voice cold. She says they were never friends. She never thought they would be. He stays silent. She stares at the bottle. Her voice shakes. She asks if he grew feelings for the convicts. He doesn't answer. She covers her mouth. Her eyes close. She says she's afraid. She admits it. Her hand trembles against her face. He looks at them all. He says he's grown fond of them. He smiles slightly. They watch him, unsure what to say. She speaks softly. She says sin exists. She knows it, but she also knows evil is real. Her voice is calm. She bows her head. Her hands press together. She says they are dear to her, but she can't say more. She stays quiet. He looks at her. His brow furrows. He asks if that is wrong. She looks back, her face calm, waiting for his answer. She sits, her hand on her hip. She says she's no villain. She laughs, calling the others nasty pieces of work. He smirks, touching his face. He says every woman is a villainess. She glares, asking if he means her too. He kicks the man, shouting for help. She yells, telling him to wait. He stumbles, holding his side in pain. She raises her hand. She asks to save the lecture. He says he's not villainous. His plight is just the era's fault. She shrugs. He says it's his wife's sake. He does what he must. She nods, not arguing. He looks away. He laughs, covering his mouth. She asks if love makes him a villain. He shouts, love, not villainy. She smiles. He laughs, his eyes closed. He says, ha. He doesn't stop. He leans back, still laughing. She watches him. They all stare, their mouths open. They can't believe what they see. He keeps laughing, not stopping for them. He laughs harder. He says, Mayui? He asks if she's a villain. He can't stop laughing. She looks stunned. She looks at him. She asks if he can laugh. He says it's ridiculous to think her a villain. She stays quiet. They lean in. He asks about her. They want to know. He says he's sick of her sweet talk. She laughs. He shrugs. He says if they insist, he'll tell. She agrees, curious. He says it could kill time. She smiles. They sit close. He leans on her. She rests her head on his shoulder. They are calm, watching the sky. He looks at her. She looks away. The cat curls on his lap. She smiles, not meeting his eyes. He stays still. The clouds move fast. They drift across the sky. No one speaks. The wind blows softly. They wait in silence. The sky is clear. The clouds are thin. The light is soft. They sit, not moving. The boat rocks gently. The bottle sits alone. It waits on the deck. A voice asks, time, eh? The rope lies still. No one moves. One man stands, hands in pockets. Another speaks, we gotta figure out who it's gonna be. The bottle stays silent. The sea stretches wide. Waves roll slow. The sky holds clouds. Nothing moves but the water. Calm before what comes. Shortly after, at a port. Two figures walk the dock. Houses climb the hill. A boat waits. Quiet, but not for long. A man points at the sea. Look. His friend stares. That boat. It sails alone. No flag, no sound. Just sailing. A coin spins in air. Fast. Sharp lines blur around it. It flips. It falls. The choice is made. No turning back now. One man bows low. A ship dispatched to the Pure Land has completed the return voyage. The others stay still. The harbor guard reports. 2 men and 1 woman aboard. The ship nears. The truth is coming. They see it now. Yamada Asaman Sagiri stands before the shogun, ordered to report. Her head stays bowed, tense. She names herself, Yamada Asaeman Jika. Her voice is quiet, steady, despite the pressure. 10 days since Edo. She wonders what groundwork the shogun meant. Her mind races. The shogun laughs, says next steps are Jika's. She glares, ready to lay the groundwork herself. She bows low, forehead to floor. Her hands press hard on the mat. She waits for his word. The shogun stands silent. She lifts her head, voice calm. My report has 2 matters. She presents the elixir of life in a box. Her hands hold it steady, offering it forward. The shogun leans in, surprised. He reaches for the box, eyes wide with sudden interest. A death row convict, Tamiyagen Tetsusai, stands tall. His face is grim, his fate sealed. The shogun smiles, pleased. She bows again, her face hidden, her thoughts unreadable. He says, very well. She stays low, her body still, her mind calculating the next move. He kneels, holding the box. She bows again outside. He watches her leave, smirking. He asks, what of our arrangement? His smile is sharp, his eyes fixed on her back. He confirms the Iwagakure shinobi acted alone. Their treason is now his proof. He calls it treason against the shogun. She kneels, head down, her plan moving forward. He holds the box, eyes closed. He breathes deep, savoring the power he now holds. She looks up, shocked. Her eyes widen, her hand twitching at her side. She sees the truth. The village is seized. The Iwagakure collective is gone. He speaks, his voice cold. 4 children stare, eyes wide. Their faces are blank, their fear hidden but clear. He says the old fool could be slain. She listens, her face calm, her mind sharp. They forced elixir down his throat. His head is shown, his body gone. She asks for the body. Roots and vines sprout from his trunk. The plant thrives where the man once stood. The Karo chief retainers wonder, can this be immortality? Their faces show doubt. He laughs, like the Kumatachi camphor. He sees the shogun as a holy tree, eternal. She kneels, head low. Renouncing humanity is a small price, she says, her voice firm. He agrees, yes, very well. She smiles, her eyes closed, her plan complete. She bows low, her face hidden. Her smile fades, her eyes open, cold and calculating. The room is empty. Two figures kneel, silent. The shogun is gone. His power now hers. She tackles him, shouting, Sir Jika, please. He falls, laughing. That took a lot out of me. A ship sails away. She stands, calm. Yes, scarcely so, she says, watching him leave. He asks if they've chosen who gets the pardon. She nods, calm. He says she made the right call. He tells them to forget the past. They'll switch to rowboats. He calls them a bunch of fools. Time to say goodbyes. She hugs her friend tight. He watches, eyes sharp, jaw set. She steps onto the boat. He promises to confirm her death so her village stays safe. She waves as the boat leaves. He stays on shore, watching her go with a small smile. They walk side by side now. No words. Just steps, dust, and the weight of what's done. He notices her quiet. Asks if the tails weigh heavy. She doesn't answer, just walks. He jokes about Momotaro's tail. Says painting it would be boring. She stays silent. Others stand behind them. He says some will return home. Their lives are theirs now. She stands at the wheel. A ship sails behind her. She says some will find new lands. They walk through the woods. One carries a bundle. The other follows, head down. She walks alone down a path. Says others will do both, return and find new paths. He sees her on the steps. His eye widens. She's holding a shield, calm, waiting. She tells him she'll arrange things. He must visit a nunnery. He looks stunned. He runs up the steps, frantic. She stands still. He's shouting, but she doesn't move. She covers her face. Whispers that their tale ends here. Her hand shakes slightly. He stares, breathless, asks what their faces will look like when they hear the truth. British Hong Kong is in chaos. A man sits on a throne, laughing as his men lie defeated around him. He declares the underworld his. A woman stands beside him smiling as he calls the Englishman next. The Englishmen rage. One yells, he's no brat. The man just laughs, calling him a fucking baby. A boy holds a bowl in water. A woman watches, then grabs a rope. She yanks it, pulling the boy down. She places the bowl on his chest. This will speed your recovery, she says. He gasps, your brothers. A man fires a pistol. He screams, fucking baby, as the bullet flies toward the boy on the ground. The boy, now monstrous, grabs a man by the neck. Using my power on these punks is beneath me, he says. The woman smiles. You have an inexhaustible wardrobe, brother, she says as he transforms fully. A mysterious ferry appeared after the British took Hong Kong. The city now drowns in chaos and war. At the same time, in Japan's Hitoyoshi domain, a small house stands quiet among bare trees. A girl in a kimono talks with others. This is how all girls dress, one says. Another calls her too young. A man with a bandaged face speaks. A fine broad like you is wasted on the blind, he says to her. He glares. You will vanish from our sight at once, he warns. She blushes. A fine broad. A man walks away. It seems my lectures haven't sunk in yet, he mutters. Just harmless drunks, she sighs. A man speaks to a woman. Today we travel north in search of your community, he says. She nods. A man holds a wagon. A girl sits inside. He thinks, father and daughter, I suppose. A blind swordsman and a girl drift from town to town seeking peace but always finding trouble. They walk down a path. He says, it's been nearly a year since we parted ways. She nods. He says, yes, both at once. She adds, he's earned a stellar reputation in medicine and swordsmanship. A man holds a woman. He receives more would-be dojo usurpers than patients, she says sadly. A man challenges another. I hereby issue a challenge, he shouts. He shouts that was a simple fix, the other replies. The challenger roars, keep it down or you're dead. His face twists with rage and effort. The text reads, the deadly bone setter. A man lies on the ground, smiling as others walk away. He lies back, relaxed. Taking it that far is admirable, he says. What about Jika, someone asks. They walk together. I wish to leave home, he admits. She asks why though. He doesn't answer. She looks down. One cannot help the urge for a little reunion, she says, smiling softly. He walks beside her. You must not have much going on, she says. May I ask why you came along? A woman looks up. Ah, is that? She whispers. Oh, she gasps, recognizing someone. A girl yells, Yui, as she runs toward another girl. The other girl raises her hand in shock. They greet each other warmly. Thank you for looking after my husband, one says. This feels special. She laughs. It somehow feels as if we're sisters, separated for a lifetime. Sagirin tells her, get a grip, girl, just calm down. She adds, your husband shielded me. Yui asks, oh, he's around? Sagirin nods. Yes, he's sleeping. Sagirin covers her face. I'm seeing a whole other side to you, Sagirin. Yui gasps, aw, wah, wah. Yui stares. Gabimaru, sleeping? Really? Sagirin whispers. It is hard to believe. Sagirin calls softly. Dear? She smiles. I suppose he's no longer Gabimaru, so to speak. A hand touches Gabimaru's face. He mutters, sorry. He stays still, eyes shut. Sagirin holds him gently. Guy's gone from stray cat to house cat. She sighs, afraid he can't be roused. She looks at his peaceful face. There's such a look of comfort and ease on his face. Yui suggests, before this party gets underway, how about some tea? Sagirin agrees. Yes, of course. The scene cuts to tall city buildings. The sky is clear. The mood shifts suddenly. A laptop screen shows a video call. Someone says, and I'll see you all next week. A man sits at his desk. A woman enters. He says, my class just ended, so I'll be right there. Gabimaru wakes up slightly. He mutters, K. Sagirin laughs. Guy's gone from stray cat to house cat. Yui teases. You're so impatient, Sagirin. Sagirin pouts. Aren't you curious about our marriage? Sagirin holds a sign. I thank you heartily. She kneels, sword at her side, calm and still.